Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 4th grade concept of estimation and compatible numbers. This is standard 4.4G in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 16 off the 2019 released STAAR test. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and then we will look at our answers together. So we've got 4 different expressions here, and they're expressions simply because they do not have an equal sign. That's what we call when we just have 7 divided by 2 rather than equal something. It's just an expression without the equal sign. And we need to find a quotient of about 7. So this about lets us know that we are going to estimate. We don't need the exact answer because none of these exactly equals 7. And we need to figure out what this quotient term means. So when we're talking about division, so let's look at this first one. 7 divided by 2, that's our f. So each of these terms actually has a name. So the first term is the dividend. That's the big number that you divide into. The second number, the smaller number that is dividing into the dividend, is called the divisor. So those sound very similar. But then you get the answer. And the answer is going to have its own name, and that's the quotient. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for which of these has a quotient or an answer to a division problem of about 7. So let's see, if we were to divide 2 into 7, let's just do a little long division here. Notice when we do our long division, the dividend and the divisor swap spots. The divisor goes on the outside, the dividend goes on the inside. So 2 goes into 7 3 times. 3 times 2 is 6. There's 1 left over. So 3, and let's make it a mixed number, 3.5. That remainder becomes numerator, and the divisor becomes your denominator. So this is about 3.5. 3.5, which is not really that close to 7. So probably not F, but let's just do that same thing for each of these. Let's try 23 divided by 7. So let's see, 7 is going to be my divisor. 23 is going to be my dividend. So 7 goes into 23. Let's see, that's 3 times. 3 times 7, that is going to be 21. Let's bring that 2 down. Obviously, we always got to make sure that this first and any other subtraction, this difference is always smaller than your divisor. 2 is smaller than 7, so we're good to go. We could put 3 remainder 2, but it helps us a little bit if we just put it in this fractional form. Remember, your remainder becomes your numerator of your fraction, and the denominator is just the divisor. So 3 2/7. So that's really not a whole lot different than that 3.5. So neither of those are looking really good. Let's try my 5 36. So 5 goes into 36 7 times. There we go. That's something. Let's see if it's a lot over. 7 times 5 is 35. 1 left over. This difference is smaller than my divisor. 7 1/5. That's pretty close. I'm thinking that's probably going to be it. Let's just check this. 13 6. So 6 goes into 13. And that is going to be 6 just twice. So 6 times 2 makes 12. It's going to have a remainder of 1. So this is just 2 1/6. That's not very much. And actually, look to see what they did right here. They did this 13 6. If you change the operator, if you change it from a division to a subtract, that's where that 7 comes from. 13 minus 6 equals 7, but obviously we were looking for 13 divided by 6, so they kind of tricked you on that. So really most of these are pretty small, between 2 and 3, but we do have one of these answers that is about 7, and that's going to be our H, 36 divided by 5.